Hi there, I'm Dr. Tara Foster, and I wanted to talk about heavy bleeding during periods. This is something that is commonly treated in Western medicine with an IUD or with birth control, and it's something that I see a lot in my practice where um, people are just staying on the birth control because it's just been such a debilitating thing in their lifetime, and because of that, they're like unwilling to try other things. And I wanted to just make this video to give you a little bit of hope. In Chinese medicine, when we diagnose this, it's usually one of three conditions: qi deficiency, blood heat, or blood stagnation. The most common is qi deficiency, which mostly correlates to the spleen and also has a little bit of kidney qi involvement as well. We treat this with acupuncture and herbs. Some of the formulas we use are Buzhang Yiqi Tong. You can use a Siwu Tong and modify it for blood heat or for qi deficiency. A formula that I've seen work with blood heat, which is a little bit harder to treat, is called Huanglian Jiao Tong. It has donkey gelatin in it, so sometimes people don't really want to use that one, but I have seen it be very helpful. And blood stagnation, I usually treat it with this formula called Resolve Lower from Evergreen, but more traditional formulas are Xiao Tong Jiu Tong or Tao Hong Siwu Tong. These will break up blood stagnation. And something that I have also made in Western herbalism that works great is this formula that I call Heavy Flow. It's made up of shepherd's purse, oats, and yarrow. When I macerate the oats and yarrow, I use vegetable glycerin. When you're treating spleen deficiency, usually the sweet taste can help, and I feel like the vegetable glycerin adds a little bit of sweet in there to help the spleen. So the way that I make this, if you want to make it at home, is you get some yarrow and some oats. When you're harvesting yarrow, you can get it from the ocean. It grows along the beaches. You can get it from the mountains, or you can grow it in your yard. You just want to make sure you're getting white flowering yarrow. There are many garden varieties of yarrow that people have, and they are toxic. So you want to make sure you have Achillea millefolium. Here's a picture of it to show you what you're looking for. And when you're harvesting milky oats, you want to make sure that it has this latex when you squeeze them. You can also buy dried oats and dried yarrow and make this glycerite. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to fill a jar with half yarrow, half oats, and pour over the glycerin. You'll let this sit for 3 weeks to 6 months. You only need to macerate things for 3 weeks to get a medicinal extract. I tend to lean more towards 6 months to a year for my extracts, just because I feel like it makes better medicine, but it's not necessary. The other part of this formula is called Shepherd's purse, and it's so cute. Here's a picture of it. It has these cute little heart-shaped pouches on it, and that's where the seeds are dispersed from. I just love it so much. It's so cute. And it's used in midwifery often to stop postpartum hemorrhage because it's so good at staunching bleeding. I really love this plant, and I think it's so cool. It smells really weird. So when you're tincturing it, and what you're going to want to do is you'll harvest it, you'll cover it with vodka. You only need a 40 to 60% alcohol extract for this because it's a leafy material. So you can just, go buy a bottle of vodka and fill a jar with shepherd's purse, cover it, let it sit in a dark, cool place away from sunlight and moisture, and let that sit again for 3 weeks to 6 months, and strain it. And when you strain it, you will know what I'm talking about because it smells really weird. It's kind of known that in pastures, if cattle graze on a bunch of shepherd's purse, it can make the milk taste kind of off because it's a very strong flavor. I've seen that formula work a lot with women. The way that I dose it is I have them take 7 drops a day when they're not on their period and take 30 drops a day when they are bleeding. Yeah, and so I just wanted to make this video. There's no judgment if you are deciding to use birth control and that's working for you, great. I just am here to provide other options. If you have any questions or comments about this, please ask. I'm happy to help. Just to touch a little bit on the blood stasis component, that's usually associated, like if you have fibroids with heavy bleeding, then I would say your diagnosis is definitely blood stagnation. If you're also like getting your period back after having a baby and all of a sudden you have heavy bleeding for like the first time in your life, then also a possibility that you have blood stagnation. And so those are different herbs. But I'll say that if you want to go the Chinese medicine route, definitely find an acupuncturist who is versed in herbal medicine and who can properly diagnose you to get you started on the right track. I hope that this video helps, and again, please reach out if you have any questions.